What's up, everybody? This is Eric the Tech Preacher from AskEazyComputerSolutions. So welcome to another episode of No Fluff, No Passes, where we put devices on the chopping block and see if it's worthy of your mighty dollar. Today's episode, guys, we're going to talk about mid-tier phones. Phones that's coming out in 2020 that's costing upper tiers of $400. Some mid-tier devices is costing $499, $500, but we are seeing some of them that's in the $300 price point. Well, let me give my thoughts about this because I think we get confused about mid-tier phones, and I want to put them against flagships, last year flagships. Should you even buy a mid-tier phone, even in 2020? Let me give you my thoughts. Sit back and relax and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is Eric back with another video. So welcome to another episode of No Fluff, No Passes, where we put devices on the chopping block and see if it's worthy of your mighty dollar. We put mid-tier phones on the chopping block. And the reason why is because my thought is for the consumer. Mid-tier phone, do it even make sense? Mid-tier phones, sometimes, they come out every year. They give you low-end specs, low-end camera specs. They give you a lot of low-end stuff. Yeah, the body styles are really good, right? They give you low-end resolution displays, not the 1440p. They give you low-end resolution displays and everything in between. And the price point of mid-tier phones is the $300, $400, or even $500 price point. Now, y'all guys might say, well, easy. In 2020, the Galaxy S20 Ultra is $1,400. What is you talking about? $400 sound a lot better than a $1,400 phone. That's true, but that's why I'm talking about last year's flagships. So when we talk about last year flagships, let me go on and give you an example. I done pulled up Amazon here. Let me go to drop down a little bit. So on Amazon.com, Amazon have what's called renewal, right? And on Amazon.com, you can get a Galaxy S10e for $344. Now, this phone right here, which is the LG Stylo 6, retails for about $300. So for $44 more, you get a flagship 855 processor, 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, better cameras all the way around. Here we go. We got a Oneplus 7 Pro, right? Last year flagship for $479. Now, let's say if this phone right here costs $300, or you see a phone for $399. Well, in that the case, you could put $180 more and get top of the line specs, top of the line everything, flagship all the way across. Here we go. LG V40, which is a flagship through and through, better specs, good cameras, good display, quad DAC, and everything in between for $209, right? Which is a way better buy. All right, so here we go. Last year's flagship, LG G8, $499, right? And again, another flagship, the LG V50, you could get it for $429. So when we talk about mid-tier devices and flagships, look, here's the thing. Your last year flagships go give you best-in-class cameras, best-in-class display. You go get higher specs as far as processing power. Some of them, like the Oneplus 7 Pro, go give you a 90 Hertz display. So then you think about the Galaxy S10 and 10 Plus that you could get for under $500. They go give you best-in-class cameras, best-in-class display, best-in-class processing power. Now let's talk about the mid-tier devices. Strangely enough, the mid-tier devices coming out with MediaTek processors, 3 gigs of RAM, right? Other low-end processors, right, that have 2 gigs of RAM. You have other devices that's coming out with 600 series processors with 3 and 4 gigs of RAM. It's so strange how mid-tier devices, even though they look good as far as design, but underneath the hood, it's like nothing. So when we talk about mid-tier devices, you can always divvy up and get a flagship from last year and get better bang for your buck. This device right here for $300 does not shoot in 4K. Now, That's unheard of in 2020. Now, a lot of y'all guys might say, well, I like, you know, that they bring a lot to the table. Just say for the Stylo. Stylo give you the pen. Well, guess what? You could get a Galaxy Note 9 for $250, and I promise you, this phone at $250 is 3 times better than this phone at $300. Also, let's talk about something else. Oneplus 6T. This phone right here is better than all of these devices combined, and you could get this phone for about $200. That's why I call this no fluff, no passes. Sometimes buying last year flagships is always better, especially with the discounted price that you could get for this almost the same price when you're talking about mid-tier devices. Let's talk about another fantastic device, the Pixel 3a. At $399, you could get that device about $300 right now, right? So when you look at the Pixel 3a at $300, will outshine any one of these devices except in the design department. I don't like the design of the Pixel 3a, but it's an overall better device, especially when it comes down to cameras, processing speed, updates, and everything in between. This device right here is stuck on Android 8. No signs of updates. This device, obviously, they're new King Supremes of mid-tiers right now in 2020, so they all running Android 10. But these devices from last year is running Android 10 also for less of the price. So we put mid-tier devices on notice. It's no longer the case that you could come out with a 600 series processor with 3 gigs of RAM and try to charge us $399. That's not going to fly in 2020. Companies have to do better, give us consumers more bang for your buck, put better processors in it, and give us more. Now, why would I buy a device for $300 that have 3 gigs of RAM with 600 series processors? For another $50 to $75, I could get a year or 2-year-old device that got 12 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of RAM, and it's going to give you a high flagship processor for the same price. That's what I'm talking about. So, another episode of No Fluff, No Passes. Mid-tier devices. Is it even worth it? Is it worth $399 to $400 for a mid-tier device we could get last year flagships? Think about it. You look at last year flagships, most of all of them running Android 10. The processing power in it with 845s, 855 processors will outdo all these mid-tier devices. So you're going to get better processing speed, you're going to get more RAM and 128 gigs of storage, some of them give you SD card support, you're going to get a better display, better cameras, and everything in between. Decks that you could get on a Galaxy S device that you cannot get on these devices. So all in all, mid-tier devices, is it a waste of time? Is it a waste of money for the average consumer to pick up a mid-tier device versus a flagship? Now, I will review mid-tier devices because that's what I do here. Some people like the mid-tier devices. Some people say, you know what? I don't want to spend $1,000 on a phone. Guess what? These phones, $400 are under, $480, and you could get a Galaxy S10e in the used market for like $250. So at the end of the day, if you shop, you could get a good deal on last year flagship. This is Eric from AskEazyComputerSolutions. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about mid-tier devices versus flagships. See you guys on the next video. Peace.